आदाब सत श्री अकाल वेलकम टू आवर न्यूज चैनल न्याय का प्रहरी एंड करंट एजेंडा मैगजीन यूट्यूब चैनल फ्रेंड्स हियर I am with Mr. Deven Singh. He is a research scholar from Modern History Department of Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. And here we will discuss about the statehood demand for Bundelkhand region. So we will discuss about what are the major factors of Bundelkhand backwardness and why this demand is not supported by the people of Bundelkhand region. Likewise, when the Telangana movement was rising, so there was a good people participation and people support for that demand. And what should be the way out for enhancing development skills for Bundelkhand region, and what will be the future scenario of Bundelkhand region? Will be there a separate state for Bundelkhand region, or you can say will it be a unitary territory for Bundelkhand region? So with these questions we are going to start our debate. Welcome Devenji in our channel.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Mukhi. I came to know about this discussion yesterday, that we are going to discuss about Bundelkhand. It's really a happy moment for me that since mainstream media and the people from the mainstream academia are not even discussing about these marginalized areas and the people from Bundelkhand region, and even they're not concerned about it. So there is a rise of hope, there is a rise of concern from you, and you when you said that we will be discussing about the Bundelkhand region. Since I am working on the Bundelkhand region and the formation of separate state and the Bundeli identity formation, so I was really happy to hear about that we are going to discuss about this discussion about the Bundelkhand, and I hope it will be good for the people listening to our discussion also. So thank you so much for inviting me, Anup.
And Deven Singh also from Bundelkhand region. He's from my constituency. So I think this conversation will be very enriched in terms of academic, in terms of historical setup, in terms of cultural and tourism heritage from Bundelkhand. And for our audience and our readers, so basic in geographical term, please elaborate what is the Bundelkhand and what are the common boundaries right now of Bundelkhand?
Currently, if you talk about the Bundelkhand, then the people who are fighting for the separate state, they consider the seven districts in the UP region: Banda, Hamirpur, Mahoba, Jalon, Jhansi, Chitrakoot,
Okay.
and six districts: Sagar, Datia, Damoh, Tikamgarh, Chhatarpur, Panna, etc. In the current scenario, this is a current geography of the Bundelkhand. If you talk about in terms of geographical sense, from the ancient time period, and the nomenclature itself, for example, the nomenclature Bundelkhand itself come when the Bundela Rajputs from Gahadwar, the Mahoba region, Mahoba and Banaras, between Mahoba and Banaras, the people from Rajput clan migrated here in the Mahoba region, and from that time period, they established a Bundela dynasty. The name itself came from this Bundelkhand.
Okay.
So, if you talk about the Bundelkhand nomenclature, in the ancient time period, for example, in the Vedic time period, it was named as a Chedi.
Chedi, yes.
Mahajanpad time period.
Yes.
The Sand Desh. The Sand is, we know about the one river Dhasan.
Dasan, yes.
This name derived from that Dhasan river. The rulers were Jujhotiyas. Jujhotiya rulers ruled in this region,
Okay.
and
Which period are they ruled?
it is 7th century.
7th century.
So from that time period, it was named as Jujhotiya Desh.
Okay.
So after even 15th, even not 15th or 16th century, this nomenclature came into the scenario. And when the colonial administration started its intervention in 1802 through the Treaty of Basin, we
Yes,
popularly know
yes,
about this treaty between Marathas and the English.
yes.
So from that time period, this the first colonial intervention in the Bundelkhand, currently Bundelkhand region started, and from that time period, this nomenclature of Bundelkhand is stratified
Okay,
and consolidated as the Bundelkhand Agency name
okay,
in 1811.
okay,
From 1811, the Bundelkhand Agency came into the existence.
okay,
If you talk about this history of Bundelkhand, it's a long history.
okay.
If
Definitely. And also, I want to know what are the changed Bundelkhand faced before independence or after independence? Is there any
this
change
is a
in
great.
boundaries of Bundelkhand?
This is a really good question. Actually, what I discussed about the Bundelkhand Agency, this is a
Yes.
very interesting thing that when the Britishers intervened into this region in 1802, there were some princely states with them they signed an Iqrar-nama.
Yes, yes.
And from the foundation of Bundelkhand Agency
Okay.
was in 1811. ठीक?
Yes.
Then this region, the northern part, current now Bundelkhand is constituted from, if you talk 7 district and 6 district, na?
Yes.
So the northern part was coming, the Uttar Pradesh region was coming as a northern western frontier province.
Is northern western.
But in the southern, if you talk about the southern Bundelkhand, then it was as a Central India Agency
Okay.
in 1854.
I see.
So this Central India Agency was a bigger agency. In 1854, this Bundelkhand Agency which was formed in 1811 was merged into Central India Agency, and then after that, if you talk about the instrument of accession, post-colonial time period, there are various trends in this agencies also.
Okay.
There were eastern part of Central India Agency, Bundelkhand Agency was also
Yes,
Central
yes,
India
yes.
Agency part, but these all were separated in 1930, 1871. It again merged in 1931.
Okay.
So there is a complicated history of, we see current now that the Bundelkhand is separate state, separate state. This is not a homogenized idea. There are complexities even into the, if you look about the Bundelkhand region.
Okay.
So coming to the post-colonial time period,
Yes.
if we talk about uh, in it in July 14 July 1947, there
Yes.
was a confederation between confederation of all the princely states coming to the Central India Agency part. Raja of Ajaygarh was the convener of this meeting,
Okay.
in which they decided that after the independence they will not go with the Indian state, the
Okay.
government of India.
Okay.
They will form a confederation of these 35 princely states who will govern by themselves. It means that they may have a separate sense of sovereignty. The
Okay.
people currently who are fighting for the separate state claim that this was a formation of separate state.
Okay.
But if we talk about in the instrument of accession signed between these princely states in 1948 after the independence,
Okay.
in that instrument of accession, it was decided that the legislative, executive, and judiciary power will be with these princely states. Foreign administration will be Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji,
Okay.
in which he asked about that is there any discussion about in the Constituent Assembly that that Sardar Patel or other people are thinking about this merger or the formation of separate state. Merger, it means these princely states are merging to United Province or Central Province, or they are going to be separate administration. So Sardar Patel totally denied and said we haven't uh, looked about these demands right now. So it means that government of India was from the first day decided that since after the independence there were multiple issues happening in the country, so they do not want to more complexities and more problems. So they somehow said that we currently give you a separate sense of administration.
Okay.
And one thing I will also add it.
Okay.
Uh, After the independence, the Indian states were categorized as four parts. The
Yes.
part A, part B, these princely states were.
Princely states. Okay.
And then
And
part C,
Bundelkhand part was
part B.
part B.
And if you closely look about the Constitutional Assembly debates, then it was a clear sense of saying that the region is so backward and the economic opportunities are not here
Huh.
much.
Hmm.
So it should be governed as a centrally administered area,
Okay.
not even as a they have a separate legislative, executive, and judiciary. So it
Yes.
was also curtailed into in 1949. And
Okay.
after that, we know about the three committees made for the reorganization of the state. The first one, SK Dhar Committee.
Okay.
In that SK Dhar Committee, the criteria for formation of states on the basis of language was denied. We know about it. And it was decided that if there is a administrative adaptability and administrative need, then states should be made. After that, JVP committee was formed. Jawaharlal Vallabhbhai Patel and
Okay.
Pattabhi Sitaramaiah committee.
Sitaramaya. Okay.
So in that also denied on the
Okay.
formation of linguistic state. After that, the Fazal Ali Commission came.
Okay.
In that Fazal Ali Commission, the first time we know about Poti Sriramalu protest for the separate state formation.
Yes, yes.
After that, these concerns were made into the constituent assemblies. So this committee accepted, Fazal Ali Commission
Okay.
accepted that the states should be formed on the basis of language if it needed. So the problem came here after that, 1956, when
Okay.
the SRC committee submitted its report. They denied the formation of Bundelkhand
Okay.
on the basis of language. It
Yes.
means that the government of India was not considering Bundeli as a separate, Bundeli as a language, Bundeli as a separate identity, Bundelkhand as a separate administrative unit that should be governed independently and they have a sovereignty.
So you are throwing fresh light about what is the historicity of the Bundelkhand state, and the debate during Constituent Assembly, whatever you delineated, is very interesting, and I think much of people are not knowing about this. What is the like debate behind Bundelkhand region? And we are moving around like. Next question: how Bundelkhand region become marginalized, and what are the major factors who are responsible for this?
Hmm. This is really a great and concerning question that
Yes.
the regions, the specialities
Yes.
are going to be marginalized. Basically, there is a work by Stephen Legg and Tariq Zalil
Okay.
in which they have discussed about the how the geographies are marginalized. The book name is Subaltern Geography,
Okay.
in which they have discussed that there are various trends of marginalization. We have seen multiple trends of marginalization on the basis of caste, class, gender, language, etc., etc. So they have added a various very interesting factor, the geography. Geography, the Bundelkhand is, we know about the Bundelkhand is a plateau region, and the most important thing is that the soil should be such contain a drop of water after the raining. But we know about the soil of the region, पठार के जो इलाके होते हैं,
हाँ,
the plateaus
right,
region.
right.
So the agriculture is also not much
Yes.
in the
It is
progress.
very hard.
So, due to the hard terrain, the agricultural problem uh, arises, and since the production of the surplus is not there, and after that the problem arises, malnutrition, the
Yes.
education,
Yes. Yes.
the food habits,
Yes.
etc., etc.
Yes.
So, if the education, in my eyes, if the health and education are not the essential commodities are not properly given to the people of the region, then the region will be going to be marginalized. So if we talk about the on the basis of marginalization, then
Yes.
I consider that these things come from the geography of the region. The prime reason is the geography. After that, the politics. After that, the other things comes.
So you are saying about like geographical region was the key factor, but I should remind you
Hmm.
the other part of this nation which are mostly backward and there are not arable land, but due to administration effort those
Exactly.
areas were developed. So I think there is also negligence of administrative. So what I'm trying to say, like there is also other part of our nation, other areas of our nation which are not geographically rich, but due to administration and governance effort, they are being developed, and now you can say a good number of investments of a good number of companies they are invested in those areas. So I think there is also a lack of administrative and governance will which
Exactly.
is caused like Bundelkhand is
For
most
which
backward region.
the if we talk about the this separate state movement, which is currently going on from the 1980s, so the prime demands are these which you have elaborated here, that since the reason is not as such that it can be developed as in such a manner that the people can grow accordingly, so there is a need of administrative intervene. For example, on the basis of marginalization, if you talk about, then on the basis of caste, if some people are in the uh, marginalized sections, so they need some support, they need some administrative intervene. So this can be elaborated here, this can be added here, that you,
Okay.
and the
Okay.
the movement for separate state
Yes.
is raising these demands, that when the people of the Bundelkhand may have their administrative uh, intervention, they may have their administrative control on the region, then
Yes.
it may be possible.
Okay. So here is also a problem of migration in Bundelkhand region.
Hmm.
When I was in JNU, so a, an article it was published in I think in the Hindu or Indian Express. So the author of that article he said that there is a Bhaiya Express
Hmm.
which moves from Bundelkhand region to the so-called developed regions of this nation. Likewise, in you can say in Gujarat, like Surat, Vadodara, Ahmedabad. So there is a huge migration from Bundelkhand to that area, and also in Maharashtra, like Mumbai
Hmm.
and Dadar, and in also southern part of nation. So
Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. So and also I remembering now like when in my village when I was in childhood age, so home, yeah, every family, one person from every family they migrated to that areas. So why this migration problem enhanced in this region?
As you discussed from your childhood, this is
Yes.
not the from the childhood, this is even in our generation is also continued,
Okay.
and the people are migrating since uh, we have already discussed that there is no positive intervention by the administration and the political intervention, the people are not concerned about it. And even not, I'm not blaming for the political people
Yes.
only, but the people from the region should also concern about those political people, that to whom they are selecting. For example, if you talk about the basic things, the forget about the migration problem, forget about the job opportunities, the
Yes.
basic thing are health and education.
Yes.
People, uh, we are not having even a single aims from the Bundelkhand region, the seven districts, six districts, if you talk about the, just imagine from from a district like Banda, we have, if somebody is have a critical situation, they have to go to Delhi or Raebareli. So
Yes.
this, just imagine the distance. So if the people from the region, if the people will talk about, people engage about it, and the political intervention start, will be started, then the opportunities, the investments,
Yes.
the other investment, the investments through the political, through economical people, the intervention from the educations will be started. Then I think this is not a very easy task for the people. I think even through the very positive intervention, it's very tough. It is very tough. And another thing, I am alternative thing. If you talk about the traditional occupations of the people
Yes.
from the region, if those will be sustained, or the administrative or the political support maybe get the people, then there
As
may be
well as financial support
there may
also.
be the possibility that, for
Yes.
example, the subsidies in the horticulture, subsidies in the agriculture for the agriculture, for
Yes. Yes.
subsidies for the businesses in the people involving into the milks
Yes.
dairy.
Milk industry. Yes.
So
It's very
these
important.
things can be intervened. These things can should be intervened by the political people, and that's ask the people from the sitting in the that all the time. We should intervene. We should collectively discuss about, and then the things will maybe change. I
Yes. Yes.
think.
And one sector in which Bundelkhand is very enriched regarding tourism. So
Yes.
there is a like a cultural and heritage legacy, worthful sites, beautiful sites in Bundelkhand areas. Likewise, Mahoba is a historical place.
Kalinjar,
The land of Alahu, the Kalinjar,
Mahoba.
Chitrakoot, Jhansi, Orchha, and you can say like the other part of Madhya Pradesh. You can say like Gwalior,
Chhatarpur, Panna.
Chhatarpur, Panna. So they are very culturally and historically rich areas. And if administrative, like administration and political system, if concerned about this, I think it will be very helpful for that region. What is your say?
Definitely. Definitely, I completely agree with this. Tourism, if you talk about all the countries, tourism is a very important factor to raise the funds, raise the money, raise the taxes. So, in with the tourism, the people from the region may get an opportunity to raise livelihood. The people from the region, for example, rickshawala, chai,
Hotel industry,
hotels,
eateries,
and
hotel industries,
mm,
transportation.
transportation, etc. So this is a very important factor as you have addressed.
Okay.
I completely agree.
Since we are talking about Bundelkhand, so we will also talk about the movement which is going on nowadays, or what was the status of a separate state for Bundelkhand in previous time. So
Mm.
there is a movement going on the separate state for Bundelkhand region. What it's about and from when it is going on, and who are the people running this movement, what may be the possible outcome for this movement. So there are assembling of 4 to 5 questions, so I may ask you. So please narrate this movement in a scenario from the starting point.
So I will answer
Yes,
these
one by
things
one
one
you
by
can.
one.
Yes.
So as we discussed, the major problems facing by the by Bundelkhand
Uh,
currently. So in my eyes,
hmm,
any movement from any region
uh,
comes from certain concerns, and whatever we have discussed earlier, for
yes.
example, the problems of migration, the
Yes.
problems of the underdevelopment of the region, the
Yes.
problem related to agriculture, the problem related to other things, health and education.
Okay.
So all these things come since the people from the region are concerned, are going to be concerned about it, that there are certain sense of the certain parameters of the development, but there are certain parameters in which we are lacking, and if we are lacking, then what are the reasons they are trying to find out. And for that, they came to the conclusion that the people from the if the people from the Bundelkhand may have a right to govern their own region,
Yes.
then there may be the possibility that these problems should be addressed more
In coherent way, or
in a coherent way, and
uh,
more precisely we can say,
precisely.
matlab, since the people from the region come, uh, understand the problems of the region more. So the problems of addressing the problem will be more good. So coming to the separate state movement part, 1956 when SRC committee submitted its report. So when the demand on the basis of language for the formation of separate state was not accepted, the movement started from within that time period. From that time, in my search of the topic, I haven't found such a movement till 1980s, 90s. Uh, in the 1980s and 1990s was a time when in all over India, the people who were
Yes.
who were lacking behind in the terms of development, they were consistently resisting for their rights, their separate administration. For example, we have seen Uttarakhand,
Yes.
Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh,
Yes.
yeah, and after some time, even from that time period, the Telangana people
Telangana.
have also started. So in certain areas, the demand was on the basis of language. In certain areas, the demand was on the basis of geography. So, for example, the Uttarakhand region, the hill region. Although the reason for separating it was a Mandal Commission, we know about it. Uh, but from that time period, in particular in Bundelkhand region, from 1987, there was a leader in Jhansi, Sankalal Mehrotra, who was earlier a Congress member, but he resigned from Congress in 1987 and founded a party, Bundelkhand Mukti Morcha. And Bundelkhand Mukti Morcha played a pivotal role uh,
Yes,
for this
I heard
separate
about that.
state, raising these demands. And if and the people, when I was looking into the matter, into the Jhansi region, people was so much convincing from that region that if the incidents, like there was a one incident in 1950s, 1995
Okay.
in Barua Sagar region, in which they were protesting against the administration for their separatist state demand, in which there was a plan to burn a bus.
Okay.
And they removed all the people, rescued from all the people from the bus, and they burned it. But by mistake, there was a woman in that bus, and the woman died from that incident. From that time period, the movement was delegitimized into the scenario. The
Okay.
movement was taken as, for example, we have seen in the current time period also that how the protests and movements are criminalized, and these things are delegitimized into the civil societies. So in my understanding, from that time period, this movement got itself collapsed from that time period. Since after that, Sankalal Mehrotra was booked under Rasuka and jailed uh, after some time, when announcement for these three states which you have discussed earlier was proclaimed that Jharkhand and Uttarakhand will be made, but Bundelkhand was not. So the people from that region, from Bundelkhand region, got disheartened from this proclamation. So people said that from that time period he was not well. He died after heart attack in 2 or 3 years
Okay.
after in 2004, I think.
Okay.
So this is a particular history of the region, the separate state movement. From that time period, the movement is, in my understanding, the movement is not as such gaining in popularity in the region. There are certain reasons for not gaining popularity, because the people from the party fighting for the separate state either joined with the mainstream parties like Bharatiya Janata Party, Samajwadi Party, or Bahujan Samaj Party.
Yes,
So
yes.
these things diluted from that time period, and from that, this is the rest is a history. And currently, there is not so much current about it that the people fighting for the separate state.
So you can say,
And one thing
yes,
I want to
definitely.
add,
Yes.
in 2011,
Yes.
under the government of Behenji Mayoti,
Mayate.
she made a committee to divide the Uttar Pradesh part
In four region. In
four
four
part.
region.
In that was the Bundelkhand state was considered as a forming of a separate state, but in that committee, in that demand, the southern part, which was a part of Central India Agency, the Madhya Pradesh part was not included. So, particularly from the people fighting for the separate state, having a not such enthusiasm for the separate state movement, since the most of the culture comes from the southern part of the region. So, ideally, the formation of separate state was not made. Even after that, the government also changed, and the rest is history. That the people not even
Okay.
concerning about
So,
it.
so Sankarlal Mehrotra was the key figure
Hmm.
regarding demand of separate state for Bundelkhand. And what are the other personalities who key role after Sankar Mehrotra,
Hmm.
and what is the current status, the leadership who are playing a very you can say important role regarding this demand for Bundelkhand?
If you talk about the prominent figures, then there was a person in, I think he was MP, Vishwanath Sharma, the
Vishwanath
father
Sharma,
of
current
current MP of
member of
Jhansi.
parliament
He
from
was
Jhansi.
also involved, but not as much.
And one person also I heard about Raja Bundela.
Raja Bundela is
He
from
made
2004.
2004.
And after
Now he is also in BJP.
huh, after the death of Sankalal Mehrotra, since see, the problem is in the Bundelkhand region, the people gain the popularity, they gain influence on the basis of Bundeli identity, on the
Okay.
basis of raising the demand for the Bundelkhand separate state. And I have seen many of the people, there are 27 organizations currently in Bundelkhand region who are fighting for the separate state and demanding for it. But hardly they are in the streets, hardly they are into the common into the common people, since the Bundeli identity and the concern for the Bundeli people is a way to get a platform, somehow to get legitimized, somehow to get popularized, and after that they have joined the parties. Multiple people joined Samajwadi Party and also Basapa, apart
Okay.
from the BJP.
Okay. Okay.
Some of the also on Congress.
Yes.
There was a Bundelkhand Kranti Dal.
Bundelkhand Kranti.
Founder joined later, I think, in Baspa.
Okay.
I'm forgetting the name.
So, there is a movement, and still there is a movement for separate state of Bundelkhand in Bundelkhand part of Uttar Pradesh. And what is the status of a separate state for Bundelkhand in Madhya Pradesh region? Is there any movement which is going on, or there is there is a no clarion call for Bundelkhand state?
Current scenario, there is not such a movement. If we talk about the earlier time period, then the prime demand was from that region only.
Okay.
If we talk about the from 1956, then since there is an interesting reason that if the confederation of 35 princely states was made during 1948, so merging of those princely states into UP and MP, so the rights of those princely states was curtailed. So the prime demand for the separate administration came from those princely states only, and all these princely states, Panna, Ajaygarh, Bijawar, Chhatarpur, these all coming from the Madhya Pradesh region. So initially these demands were raised into the Madhya Pradesh part, but right now there is not as such, not up in a sense that the people are not much current
There is
about
not a
it.
vibrant movement for
Not
separate
vibrant
state.
movement.
Okay.